Hey everybody, it's Spencer. I am here to talk to you guys about a little bit about typography and our expressive type assignment. I thought it would be good if we kind of ran through just the type exercise so you guys kind of get an idea of what we are doing today. And so here I have my Illustrator document pulled up. I'm just going to go set this up and we'll kind of run through one really fast together. I'm just going to do a letter. I'm going to hit create. You can see it's going to pull it up in a minute. Here we go. And so our letters, there were a bunch of letters in the assignment, or sorry, not letters, a bunch of words. One that I'm going to work on today is flip. So I just took my type tool. I did T for the shortcut. And I'm just going to type out flip, F-L-I-P. And I'm going to come in here and I have all these typefaces picked. You can go to Adobe Fonts and you can find some nice fonts that you like. Today I am going to just use a pretty simple, let's see, we'll go with this one. This is Colo Pro Black, C-O-L-O. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and I'm going to make this pretty big. I'm going to go with 72. And so here is our rough letters. We'll do one here. I'm going to set up two of these actually. So I'm just going to do Option and Shift and then click and drag it over to duplicate it. Because I think this is pretty cool, but I also just want one that's pretty standard, pretty straight. So I am going to go back to my type. And this is always the most fun part, right? Picking the type. We'll just do Arial Black. Very standard sans serif typeface. I actually don't want to do Arial Black. I want to change it again. I don't like the thicks. The thicks and the thins in there are kind of weird. So we'll just do standard Helvetica bold. There we go. So I like this one because it's all even. All the stroke weights are nice and even. Everything is just clean and simple, not expressive, and then we will design around it and make it more expressive. So I'm going to save the flip up there for later. And I'm going to select my words and I'm going to do Command Shift O. And what that's going to do, that's going to change my letters from actual type into shapes. So we can do that, and then I'm going to right click on it and ungroup these. And now we can start to really play. We can pull these apart and we can start to really edit these and customize them. And what I really want to do is I want to have this word represent the action flip. So I want it to I want you to be able to read it, but then also without reading it, do you get the sense of a flip? So just a couple quick things that we can do. We can grab these letters and we can just start to rotate them. And then you all of a sudden start to get this sense of a flip. Right? F-L-I-P. You can even move them around like this. This is just one quick way to kind of do it. Maybe bring that down so you get more of that falling kind of an arch. Just fun, just cool. One quick example. I'm just hitting, Command Z. We're just going back. Another thing we could do, I wanted to kind of explore the idea of a diving board. So I moved my letters down, L-I-P down. Pushing the A key is the shortcut for my direct selection tool. I'm going to highlight just these points on the F, and then that's going to let me pull this way over. So you can really start to kind of distort and warp your letters. And I was kind of thinking it kind of ends up looking like a little diving board almost, right? So we've got our F, top part of our F is pulled way over. And then I'm going to select these and I'm going to shrink them down. And then I'm just kind of playing with these. I'm thinking about these letters almost as more More like characters, right? Like what if they're up here? And what if they're waiting in line to jump off this diving board? And then, you know, what if the P has already gone over the edge and he's flipped. He's going for it. So, you know, just another kind of fun way to just think about flip and what does it mean and how are we going to start to use our letters as more than just letters and actually turn them into something a little bit differently. So I'm going to keep that one up there. I'm going to go type this out again. Flip. Go back to my direct selection tool. Command-Shift O to create those outlines again. And then I'm going to ungroup it. All right, and then just thinking like what else can we do? I'm going to start to pull these shapes just apart like this. You know, we don't want to do another diving board one, but let's arrange them. And one thing I like to do, I like to look at the space in between the letters. And I'm just kind of randomly moving these, coming up with some fun angles. We'll stretch this down to line up there. And then if we bring this over. So then this is kind of cool. This almost looks, I'm going to pull this one out. And then I'm going to make a thin. I just push the M key to select the shape. I'm going to do a little white line in here. And then I kind of like how this is almost doubling as the I and the L. And flipping the I is kind of interesting. Can we make this like a F and an L and an I is what I'm kind of wondering now. So I'm going to zoom back in. I'm going to try to pull this over. And then maybe take our shape there. And just spin it and arrange it. Grab it and move it over. F, L, but it's F-L-I-P, not I-L-P. So I'm not sure that's totally working for us. F, L. So I'm just wondering if we can. I'm going to delete that little guy. Bring this over. I'm going to do another shape. I just hit that M key again. Change my fill to white. Put that in there. Duplicate that, drag it over. Just bring it down and try to line it up. Cool. Now we've kind of got this interesting little shape happening. Trying to get everything nice and even in here. This is all going to be nice and even. Pull it up like this a little bit. Let's line those up. And then I'm going to pull this P up just a little bit. So now we're kind of getting a cool flip shape. Although I'm not really, I see flip in here, but I'm not getting the flip effect totally. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to see if we flip it. What if we go all the way upside down? Or maybe like this. Maybe we get a flip like this. It's kind of interesting. So I'm going to save that guy right over there. And then I also was wondering, I'm going to type flip out one more time. Do a capital P, flip. The other thing I thought was kind of interesting is we'll take this, I'm going to invert my colors here. So now you can start to see, I'm going to create outlines one more time just so we can kind of play with it. So now you see, just using color, we definitely get this cool flipping effect where we're changing the color from white, you know, it's flipping from dark to light. And I'm going to ungroup that. I'm going to slide this up. And just to kind of play, let's flip that. And just kind of see what we start to get. Put a stroke on this also so it lines up. You can kind of see how we're starting to get something kind of interesting here. Pull it in. It can be something like that. Or I'm even going to select all of these, just highlight them. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to go to transform, and then I'm going to do reflect. And okay. And now we've totally flipped flip. And again, just experimenting, kind of sliding the letters closer. It's pretty fun. So you can see how it starts to really play, really get some stuff involved in here. We've got a couple quick options. Flip, flip, flip. I'm going to take this. I'm going to make this all, well, we'll duplicate it. We'll make it all black. We'll do no stroke. Flip. It's kind of cool, kind of fun. So again, just to kind of get you guys to think a little bit about the letters in terms of, you know, more expressive characters almost is a good way to think about it. And how can we really bring the words to life with just animating and using the letters themselves. So that's sort of it. A quick rundown on Flip. I'm going to leave this one up here because we kind of had more fun down here with this Helvetica typeface. And you can kind of see we've taken a pretty standard, very clean geometric typeface, and we've kind of, you know, given it a little bit more life, a little more fun. So bring that over. Ooh. All right, so that's it. I'm just gonna get that guy out of there. I think there are 4 words. We just knocked one out, and you know, a couple minutes. Have fun. Definitely push this. If you have any questions, let me know. There are a lot of typefaces available on Adobe Fonts, but you can see you don't need a crazy typeface for this one. It's kind of really, it's almost more fun, I think, just to use a very simple typeface and just kind of see where you can take it. All right, guys, that's it. Have a great week. Bye.